Good morning, students of class 9. Yeah, welcome back to the classes now. We are doing history. Today's date is 15th of July. Forest society and colonialism. So now we have reached 2.3. The remaining portion, 2.3, who could hunt, continue. So far we have finished 1 to 6 point in this subtitle. Now today we'll do 7, 8, 9, 10. Remaining sub points. Now here, number 7. The colonial government gave rewards for the killing of tigers, wolves and other large animals. As we have already learned that these wild animals were a sign of wild and savages and primitive. That's why they wanted to civilize India by killing all these wild animals, cutting down the forest and killing the wild animals. So that's why they gave reward for killing these big animals or wild animals to the people who killed them on the ground. On the ground means the reason that they pose a threat. They become a threat to the cultivators. The Britishers, if anyone asks them why such a lot of animals are being killed, so they said that their version, their views was that the cultivation, the people who work in the cultivation or in the plantation, it's a danger for them. These wild animals come and attack these workers. That's why on the ground they posed a threat to the cultivators. So their answer was, it's a danger to the cultivators. That's why the wild animals need to be killed and to civilize India also, the people. So that was their version. They destroyed wildlife. Number 8, during 1875 to 1925, that means almost 50 years. Within these 50 years, 1875 to 1925, within these 50 years, over 80,000 tigers, 150,000 leopards and 2 lakh wolves were killed for rewards. The people, they receive rewards after killing these wild animals, and even these Englishmen or the Britishers, they used to hunt and kill these animals. Such a large number. You can see that 80,000 tigers within 50 years. We are not talking about the whole colonial period. We are talking about within just 50 years, 80,000 tigers, 150,000 leopards and 2 lakh wolves were killed for rewards. This shows that India has got a rich wildlife. India was rich in wildlife and lot of forests were there. Number 9, gradually what happened? Gradually the tiger came to be seen as a sporting trophy. Trophy means reward. So gradually the tigers, they were hunted, and people thought that it is a sport and they will get reward, and for that tigers were chased and hunted. Lot of tigers were being killed at that time. Initially means in the beginning. Initially, certain areas of forest were reserved for hunting. Initially, in the beginning, certain areas of forest were reserved for the Europeans to hunt. For hunting, the forest were kept as reserve. Number 10, much later, when most of the wild animals were killed, much later did environmentalists and conservators began to argue, they began to discuss, they began to protest that all species of animals needed to be protected and not killed. They began to protest and they began to argue that these species of animals needed to be protected, not killed. So the beauty of the forest is the animals. If animals are not there, the beauty is lost. So, and not only that, the ecosystem has to be maintained. There should be a balance. So that's why these animals needed to be protected and not killed. So these are the versions of the environmentalists and conservators. That too, much later, when most of the animals were killed and they became extinct, at that time they feared that all the animals will vanish. That's why they began to protest, argue, and they put their ideas, views that the animals need to be protected. All the species of animals need to be protected. So let's see now in our next class, next 2.4, that is the subtitle 2.4, new trades, new employments and new services. What about these things? We'll talk about in our next class. So that's all. Stay in touch. So you should not miss your classes. Many of the students, they think that, oh, it's nothing, we can read it out. No, it's not like that. You can watch your go through the online classes every day, so that you do not have a difficulty later on. You will not have any problems later on. So that's all for today, and don't waste your time. I hope you are going through the online classes as well as going through all the materials supplied. So that's all. We'll meet in the next class and continue our lesson.